everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. It's still your girl Melly. Today we'll be making this delicious creamy pasta with a little bit of West African or Nigerian twist for dinner for my family of 6. So I have here my chicken wings and a whole chicken. I'll first cut my chicken wings into tiny bite sizes and set it aside, and I'll cut the whole chicken into 7 sizes. Then I'll salt them and wash them separately with hot water. I will let the cut wings drain a little bit, and I'll pour it into a bowl or pan and season generously. For starters, this is not a staple African dish, but with my twist, trust me, yourself you will like it. I'll clean my countertop with soap and I'll scrub thoroughly with a sponge, and then I wipe with a clean water, and then I proceed to use a kitchen towel to wipe it clean. This is to make sure that I've wiped off all the dirt that are from the chicken, and my countertop will be safe and clean for me to proceed with my food prep. Then I'll go ahead to chop up the onions I'll be using to do my cooking. And season generously. I think it's best you season with the spices your taste buds like to eat for starts before exploring. You know what I mean. I season with chicken stock, curry masala, thyme, nutmeg, and blended ginger powder. I also season with a little bit of CS spices. I think Nigeria and some part of West Africa will know what I mean by CS spices. This is optional, and it still boils down to seasoning with what your taste bud wants or taste bud likes to eat before you can explore with other flavors. Okay, now when I'm done seasoning, I stir to combine all the mixtures. I mix everything thoroughly, and then I cover it and keep it on my kitchen counter to marinate all those delicious gorgeousness that I've added to make it taste nice before I proceed to cooking it on top of my stove. Now, when the chicken has marinated for at least 10-20 minutes or as long as you have time for, it's now time to cook the chicken. You pour a little bit of oil, not a lot, just a little bit in the pan or a pot, and then you pour in the marinated chicken that has been sitting on the counter and the oil, and then stir. You cook it and continue to stir so that the heat can go evenly around on the chicken. At some point, it will look like the chicken is generating water. It will look like you poured some water inside, but it's fine. Just keep stirring it to cook until the water is dried out and the chicken is completely cooked. Meanwhile, while you're cooking the chicken, in the same pan that you marinated the chicken wings, you put the whole chicken we cut up earlier. I mean, this chicken is optional because there's already chicken wings which will be infused in the pasta, so this whole chicken part is optional. I just include it because my family wants extra protein, extra meat, extra chicken. So in the pot I marinated the chicken, I'll pour in the other cut up pieces of chicken, and then I marinate in that pot, and then I cook it as well in that pot. So I stir together all the ingredients or all the spices I've added to this whole chicken cutout to make sure everything is evenly distributed. Then I cover it and simmer. I don't put water at first. I just let it simmer a little bit before adding water. Then I go back to my chicken wings in pieces. I continue stirring to make sure it doesn't get burnt. So while this too is cooking, I go ahead to continue my food prep. Now I'm introducing the important part, the West African twist, which is some fresh tomatoes and some peppers. You can go ahead and use only peppers if you like, but I like to also add some fresh tomatoes for more color and more flavor, more in-depth flavor. That's our base stew flavor, if you understand what I mean. So yes, I'm putting some peppers. I think we call this shombo in Nigeria. So I'll also be adding scotch bonnet. Now the scotch bonnet we get here in Qatar is really flavorful and spicy. They call it Ugandan pepper. So when you're eating it, you have to tread with caution. So in this meal I put just one, and with all the shombo is not really spicy, but with the scotch bonnet it's going to boost the spiciness or the spice level in the pasta. And therefore, because I also have children, I wouldn't want it to be overly spicy for their taste buds. So this meal is something that you can easily whip up for your family for lunch or dinner. It's quite easy and straightforward, no stress at all. So at this point, after my chicken is done, I'll put my butter in a pan or pot. Now it's not much, it has to be butter. If you don't have butter, you can use oil. But I use butter for more flavor, and on days when I don't have butter, I use oil. And then when my butter is melting, I'll put my salt, saute it for a little bit, and put my pureed ginger and garlic. And while I'm turning that, I'll put all my spices. Remember, I'm using the spices that I like to eat. And in here I have curry masala, I have thyme, and then I have nutmeg and salt, stock cube as well. So that's all I have. Then I stir to mix evenly, and then I leave it to simmer and dry up. Then I go back to my chicken. I scoop my chicken now and put in my air fryer to fry for at least 25 minutes on both sides. Okay, so I fry until it's browned on both sides, like I fry, and then I turn the other side to fry again. I cook the tomato-based sauce until it's ready and all the water in it is dried out. Now it's time for me to start parboiling my penne pasta. First, I boil a little bit of water in a saucepot. Then I pour 2 packs of penne pasta. A pack is about 400 grams, so 2 packs should be around 800 grams. Yes, because I'm making it for my family, and we'll be having the leftover the next day for lunch. That's how we usually feed. Whatever we eat in the night, we have the same thing the next day for lunch. So when my pasta is parboiling in the pot, I'll go ahead to put my cooking cream in a pot. I'll be using 1 liter of cooking cream, and I let it cook a little bit to thicken up a little bit more while I continue to check on my pasta and on my chicken. Once the pasta is parboiled, I'll go ahead and sieve out the hot water in the pasta, and then I'll pour the pasta in a bowl of cold water to stop the cooking process. The pasta at this time should still be a little bit hard because we'll still cook it in the pot of the creamy sauce. And then I go ahead to pour in my chicken. Next, I'm going to pour in my mozzarella cheese. I'll be using about 300 to 400 grams of cheese. I'll stir it homogeneously to get to every part of the pot. I'll stir until it's slightly melted. Then I'll pour in my pasta in the pot. And when I pour in my pasta, I stir for a little bit, and then I pour in the water from the pasta. Yes, I used to save some of the water from cooking the pasta. So when I sieve the water, I don't throw it away, I save it up. And then I just pour in my pasta water. And then when I pour it in, I'm going to stir and cover to cook up for a little bit. Just look at this cheesy, yummy deliciousness. Oh my, this looks so yummy. Okay, after it has cooked for a little bit, I'll pour in our dried parsley powder. After that, this dish is done. We stir properly and then we serve. That's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video and hope you'll be trying this recipe out, because this is really nice, yummy and delicious. Thank you for sticking with me till the end. Don't forget to drop your questions and comments in the comment section. Okay, guys? Like, share, subscribe. Thank you, guys. See you in my next video. Bye.